Shout out to everybody. We are back. You know what I mean? It's been one crazy day, man. You know what I mean? One crazy day. Yesterday I was working, you know what I mean? I didn't get off until 7 in the morning. You know, this morning, what is it? 7:25, ran home and I'm getting to the news. Shout out to everybody. I want to say, yesterday we was live and we were watching Candace Owens. It looks like she's breaking down Kamala Harris's family tree. I don't. This is one person you never want to make mad, bruh. You never want to make Kamala Harris mad. I mean, Candace Owens mad. This is crazy, bruh. Y'all know there was like a picture of Kamala Harris sitting on this lady's lap, right? And people were thinking that that was her grandmother and trying to sell the idea that, Kamala Harris, like, she's really a black woman. Well, Candace Owens broke down, that's not her grandmother. That may be the help. You know, so I don't know, man. This is insane. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button. We got some people in here. We got Houston in here. We got Dre in here. Craig Wilson is in here. What's going on? Let's go ahead and finish listening to Candace Owens break her down. You know what I mean? It is what it is. She did Yo, like this lady is crazy, bro. Like I rock with her, bro. Let's hear her.
Oscar Harris, but she never had a middle initial F. I think this been Freemason.
Then she like found out that her grandmother may actually be like white or Irish, bruh.
Alvis Cambridge arrived on a first-class ship into Miami from Jamaica. And aboard that ship was also Iris F. Harris. Now, pause. What is wrong with this? Pull it back up. What is wrong with this? Her middle initial. Why on earth? Now, it makes sense that Iris and Alves and Alves' wife are all on the ship together coming from Jamaica. They make a stop. The last port they stop at is Nassau, Bahamas, before they arrive into Miami. But why is Iris's middle initial F? She was not born. She was never married into a Finnegan family. Why did she adopt that middle initial? That's huge. It's very strange that she would have done that. Remember, Donald is alleging that Black Iris, the great-grandmother, right, at no point her last name would have been Harris.
Hey, somebody said, yo, she is firing on her, bro. Like, yo. Shout out to Candace Owens, bro.
Just Finnegan. She was born Iris Ora Allen, again, just reiterating that, and she became Finnegan when she got married to Patrick Finnegan. So we know that this is not her on board this ship with a Harris last name. We know for a fact that that is our white Iris who married Oscar Harris. But she never had a middle initial F. I think this is the earliest indication that she was taking on the identity of the help. I remain convinced.
She said Kamala Harris is taking on the identity of the help. Yo, bruh. They gonna have to scrap, bro. She is tearing Kamala up, bruh. This is wild.
Convinced that Miss Iris was, in fact, the help. I told you guys yesterday that we are trying to locate this older woman who wrote this comment under a YouTube video. It actually wasn't even our YouTube video. It was somebody else that was covering my content. She wrote this, if you want to pull that comment up. I am 76 years old. Years ago, I read an article about Kamala's family of slave owners. Miss Iris was one of the house slaves of Kamala's family. When the slave got set free, Miss Iris was old and didn't want to leave the family.
What? Nah, bruh.
That was covering my content. She wrote this, if you want to pull that comment up.
I am 76 years old. I read an article about Kamala's family of slave owners. Miss Iris was one of the house slaves of Kamala's family. Oh my God, bro. Y'all, y'all are like, bruh, when the slaves got set free, Miss Iris was old and didn't want to leave the family. Miss Iris also had a daughter who was raised in the house with Kamala's family. Kamala's parents worked out of town a lot, so Kamala was basically raised by the black woman working in that house. If I remember right, her mom was a professor in some big universities, and possibly her father held a government job and traveled a lot. I can't remember where the article was, but if you find it, you will have all the proof you need.
I am 76 years old. Years ago, I read an article about Kamala's family of slave owners. Miss Iris was one of the house slaves of Kamala's family. When the slave got set free, Miss Iris was old and didn't want to leave the family. Miss Iris also had a daughter who was raised in the house with Kamala's family. Kamala's parents worked out of town a lot, so Kamala was basically raised by the black women that worked in that house. If I remember correct, her mom was a professor in some big universities, and possibly her father held a government job and traveled a lot. I can't remember where the article was, but if you find it, you will have all the proof that you need. So I really would like to pick this woman's brain. I would like to speak to her and see if she can recall where this was published, because that so fits into everything that I've been saying. And like I said, part of this was just me exploring my own heritage. Like I told you, my grandfather obviously was one of these families after slavery was abolished.
Before we get going, I do want to say this. So the collective bargaining agreement, what were they? They were the port strike, right? So I hear they came to an agreement. I do want to put that out there because we did cover this a little bit, right? I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I think you guys can, right? So it says port strike ends as workers agree to a tentative deal on wages and contract extension. And then it says a major union for U.S. dock workers and the United States Maritime Alliance agreed on Thursday to a tentative deal on wages and have extended their existing contracts through January 15th. To provide time to negotiate a new contract. The move ends a strike that has snarled East Coast and Gulf Coast ports since the beginning of the week and threatened the U.S. supply of fruits, automobiles, and other goods. The International Longhornsmen Association and the United States Maritime Alliance have reached a tentative agreement on wages and have agreed to extend the master contract until January 15th, 2025 to return to the bargaining table to negotiate all other outstanding issues. The ILA and the USMX said in a joint statement during the week the strike had already started to stress the U.S. supply chain. Thousands of containers have been dumped at the wrong ports, and $1 billion in goods were anchored offshore because ports were not operational. CNBC previously reported shipping costs had already started to rise. The strike was the first by the ILA since 1977. So I will say this, they haven't striked since 1977. Right. So, you know what I mean? Let's give them a little bit of credit on that. And then it says, and it impacted operations at 14 different ports. About 50,000 of the union's 85,000 members were on strike this week. That is a lot of people, man. That's a lot of pool. You know what I mean? We're on strike this week. In a statement on Tuesday, ILA President Harold Daggett said the union was asking for an increase of $5 per hour for each year of the 6-year contract. It says the ILA wages will increase 61.5% over 6 years under the tentative agreement, sources told CNBC's Lori Ann. So, I mean, I'm glad they came to some sort of resolution, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't need like the economy to get slowed down or any type of issues to go on with, you know what I mean? Like different goods and certain, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I'm glad they came to an agreement. Somebody said, Candace, yo, man, I don't want to say anything disrespectful about her, bro. Like, this is just me being real. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button if y'all can. It's still early, you know what I mean? But hit the like button if y'all can. You said so. Somebody said, another thug life. Somebody said, hyper focusing on the race issue with her is distracting focus on substance and argue on merits, right? But I think what she's doing is just showing you that Kamala Harris is a fraud. You know what I mean? She's claiming she's black. First, she was claiming she was like Indian, and she's claiming she's black. So I think that's mainly what she's doing. She picked up a lot of traction on doing it, you know, but that's mainly her focus. Somebody said Piper Boy ain't been playing on this vacation. Hey, bruh, my vacation has been over with. Like, I went back to work, what was it, 2 days ago? You know what I mean? Like, I just, you know what I mean? I decided to go back 2 days ago. So I'm like off of vacation, but in my free time, I just got home, right? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to talk to y'all for a minute, you know what I mean? And then like go in the house, go to sleep, wake up, get back to the YouTube grind, you know what I'm saying? And then like go to work, you know, then I'm going to have 4 days off. Like the game don't stop, bro. One thing y'all got to understand I'm not like talking to like people in general. Do not allow, right, a job to become your whole life. Unless that is the job in the career field that you choose to spend your whole life doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not what you do at work that makes you rich, right? It's not what you do at work, unless you a CEO, CFO, or president or something like that. It's what you do outside of work that's gonna bring you, you know what I mean, extra money, you know what I mean? And not, you know what I mean, like satisfaction. I like to create. I don't like sitting around and waiting for news, you know what I mean? Like in battle rap or nothing like that. I like to just keep going and keep rolling and creating. You know what I mean? That's just my style, man. Like, I don't want no job affecting. And then if I feel like a job is affecting my chi, you know, then I gotta go. Like, I gotta move on to the next thing. And I think that's the beautiful thing about America. Like, some people feel like, yo, their job is like the only thing that they got, man. You gotta be thinking like outside of that. Yeah, work. You know what I mean? Get your bread, do what you gotta do. But a job should never stop you from being happy, you know what I mean, or doing what you want to do, you know. And I feel instead of me working all the time, like, why don't I just chill out, man? Like, I think I'm in a decent spot, you know what I mean. I could work 3 days a week and still like run and do everything I need to do. I got a bunch of stuff that I want, so I'm a chill, you know what I mean. It is what it, and I'm still bringing in good bank from the job, you know, so it is what it is.
North Carolina, his family opted to just stay and continue working as sharecroppers. And so they worked on the same family that had enslaved them, they now worked for. So that makes sense. What that woman posted makes sense, but a YouTube comment is not proof. I do think seeing Iris F. Finnegan is some early indication. Now, there's even more proof, of course, that at the very least, the bare minimum, Kamala Harris is not black.
Hey, Sugar Black, shout out to Sugar Black. It's not about that. It's just about, bro, I don't like being complacent, right? Like, being complacent is just not like my thing, man. Like I like to, you know what I mean? I like information. I like to be out doing different things, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not doing YouTube, like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, just living life. Like, I don't like the same things all the time. You know, and I feel like even like what I've been doing on YouTube, I've been like very complacent. It's been a lot of topics I've been wanting to cover and talk about, and I'm just sitting around. Like, so somebody I know like passed like recently, right? No longer here. And it brought a lot of like, you know, making me think you can't, like, you don't really have time to waste. Like, you don't. Life is like this, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it got to be somebody that you around or you may know, you know, to pass and really like wake you up. Like, I don't have the time or the luxury to be waiting around every 3 days to make a video. Like, I'm never going to get to 100,000 subscribers doing that. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. And then, Mafioso, hey, Mafioso, bro, like, what, like, bro, where you work at, bro? He said, is Kamala Harris pretending to be black to use the black race for votes because she thinks they will fall for it? Wake up, folks. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not telling nobody who they should vote for. You know, that I don't feel like that's my place to be doing that. You know what I mean? Somebody said to me, and you know, so like the videos I've been doing, some of them been getting some views, right? So I'm getting some blowback from people, right? And this is what they're saying. Oh, well, politics, you need to stay in the battle rap. What are you doing? Like, I'm talking about everything. Y'all want me to just talk about battles? Like, no. That's not about to happen. Stay in your lane. Like, I'm like, who are you voting for? I'm blue. I knew it. They be mad, bro. Like, it's okay. Like, if you blue, be blue. If you red, be red. You know, but all I'm saying is the November election is coming up quick. And, you know, we could be you know, I could sit here and put on a big show about different things that's going on in the world and distract you. I'm going to get to the distractions. You know what I mean? But there's also things that people need to pay attention to. Some people running around thinking Kamala is black. So I'm trying to sit here and listen to see what Candace Owens got to say to see whether or not she's finding something out that we may not know, right? And from the looks of things, the other video that we watched, Candace Owens has been uncovering things. And we're finding out that the lady that Kamala Harris was sitting on her lap is not her granny. It's the help, allegedly, the help. So I don't know. Just saying. Does it matter at the end of the day? Yes and no, right? Because these people will sit up there and lie to you like you're nothing. And then they'll do things like this. Let me show y'all something, right? This is me being all the way real. Tell me how the stream is. Like, is it clear? Is it like, tell me how the stream is, right? I want to show y'all something.
That the United States will provide.
All right, so it says the Biden-Harris to Ukraine. This is Kamala Harris giving Ukraine $1.5 billion, right? Kamala Harris delivers remarks at Summit of Peace in Ukraine and Switzerland. I went to Switzerland in April. Remember, like I did a blog from there, right? So she's giving them $1.5 billion. But then watch this, right?
Announced that the United States will provide more than $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's humanitarian and energy needs.
So she's about to give Ukraine $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's energy needs. Like for their people.
Humanitarian and energy needs.
Humanitarian and energy needs. Mind you, we just had a hurricane.
To address Ukraine's humanitarian and energy needs.
Listen to what Kamala Harris has to say.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750.
So she is going to give the Ukraine $1.5 billion in additional funding. But if you're an American, right? Because she wants all these businesses and everybody to pay their fair share and all this. Guess what you get for a disaster relief? $750. These are not my words. This is Kamala Harris's words right here. But you want to vote for her. That's all I'm saying. I just, some things I do not understand, man. Some things I just do not understand. Listen to this. Listen to him.
Fuck with y'all.
Bro, you got to say that. Like, come on, bro. Listen to what he got to say.
They don't even like y'all.
So he's basically talking about a bunch of illegal people like moving here and all that, you know what I'm saying? And how we kind of just like support it. Listen to what he says. Me personally, hey, I feel like if you come over here legally, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? We good. But listen to what this guy said. Like, people are starting to wake up. Listen to this.
Fuck with y'all. They don't even like y'all. The very ones that they letting in to displace you, they don't fuck with you as Americans. They think you lazy. They think you trash. They think that you entitled, that you weak.
This is what a lot of people think about Americans. This is what they think.
I'm telling you listen, I can't wait to release some of these street interviews. When you let people get comfortable enough to say what they really think, they letting you displace yourself because you a fool. And now they aligning themselves with the Democratic Party while at the same time replacing you and taking your job.
Listen to me. I can't do it that well. I just got off work. I'm tired. What do you think? Y'all, hey, we got 5,000 views in here. Hit the like button if y'all can share this out, right? So we are all, and I do want to say shout out to our community, right? Because we are very accepting. We will even go on the front line for people that don't even like us. It just is what it is. He's saying these people do not look at Americans like you think they look at Americans. They really do think we're not the smartest people in the world. And they don't even like us at all. And then he goes on to say some other things that I'm not going to play on YouTube, right? He was like, why don't you just date one of them and then them bring you to their family's house and then see how they feel. You know what I mean? Then you'll see how they really think about you. Meanwhile, they're aligning themselves with the Democratic Party to take your place. That's what he said. I ain't said. That's what he said.
It isn't just Janet Jackson. Funny who the media picks on, who the media stays away from, because Judge Joe Brown has the credentials. This is a person that they know is intelligent, has had a talk show on TV, I guess you could say a judge show on TV for a very long time. And many of you guys were
Hit the super chat.
emailing me clips of him on the show discussing the fact.
Hey, shout out to the Star from the Star Report. I see you going back and forth with Jaguar, right? He shouted me out last night. Shout out to Star. I paid him for it. It is what it is. I paid him for it. Paid him for the shout outs. It worked. I was kicking back listening. He was like, shout out to Piper Boy. He said my government first. He messed up. But then he was like, shout out to Piper Boy Williams, the battle rap guy and all. He know what it is. Shout out Star. I rock with Star. Go watch the Star Report. He shouted your boy out. Hit the like button. I want to play him versus Jaguar, right? But you know what I mean? He kind of get down like I get down. You play his footage, you're going to wake up with a copyright strike. So I have to hit him up and ask him if I could play some of his footage. I know people at his at Quarter Lab that might end up putting it through, but I want to ask him first before I use some of his footage. But shout out to Star from the Star Report. He be keeping it lit.
But he knew Kamala's father, and that he just simply knows that the family is not black. Take a listen to this first clip before we jump into the second one.
She was everybody's favorite Hindu Indian.
Oh, the art of dialogue. Oh, I gotta show Art this. Okay. Let me cause I gotta show Art this, bro. Candace Owens is running the art of dialogue. Yes! Listen to me. I see people in battle rap trying to be cool with the art of dialogue. And see your boy. You see them views. I got all the battle rap talking about entertainment now. They talking about Diddy. They talking about everything. Y'all ain't slick. When y'all start doing that? When y'all start doing that?
Prosecutor and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu. He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica. And
Yo, Judge Joe Brown actually knew that. I thought when I heard him say this, for one, I thought he was just hating. And for two, I thought he was maybe having a little senile moment. It just is what it is. But turns out he knew what he was talking about. So shout out to Judge Joe Brown. We ended up breaking down a lot of his interview, you know what I mean, about a different topic, but I watched like a bunch of his interviews. So, I don't know. Shout out to him, man. He be on point.
For a very long time.
But, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her
Yo, did you see? Look at Candace Owens' face when he says, I met her daddy. Watch this.
and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu. He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on.
The presidential election is coming up. And it seems like somebody kind of just think y'all would just believe anything. These guys are breaking down what's really going on. Shout out to Judge Joe Brown. Shout out to Candace Owens.
On plantation. So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian.
All right, somebody, AWAX was just a subscriber. Shout out to you. He says, salute to Piper Boy. The Star Report was lit last night. Yo, Star always lit. I'm not just saying that because he shouted me out like 7 times. Shout out to him. Actually, it was 5. Shout outs. Different days. He's been lit. This is like Star from Starbucks. Like, he been lit. Bro, like, y'all, remember when Complex had Star and DJ Academics? I wish they would have continued to do that. But I think Star's personality may have been too much for DJ Academics, you know, because he like outshined Academics, you know, so I don't know. I've been rocking with Star for a minute, man. Like, he's a smart dude.
Caucasian. Daddy says he's a Caucasian.
Somebody said we caught it the first time.
Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors. How did she get to be black?
I mean, the math is not mathing. How did she become black? It doesn't make sense. Okay? It only makes sense if you stole the identity of the help, which is so sick, so twisted, so diabolical, so offensive that we demand a response to this. Like I said, if a single black person is okay with this and votes for her because the media simply decided to make her black, to essentially wave a little Harry Potter wand and go, oh, okay, we just need you to be black because we need those black votes, right? And you're okay with that, you should really re-examine your life. You should deeply, spiritually search within yourself to determine what is wrong with you, that you would allow this sleight of hand to allow to compel you to vote for this woman, despite her horrific record, by the way, of locking up black men. Who is this woman? 2 parents that were committed.
So all y'all be talking about Candace Owens, right? Let me fix her.
Communist.
Let me fix her real quick. Y'all be like, hey, oh, she don't like black people. And like, bro, she be sticking up for y'all. Yeah, she married to who she married to, but she be sticking up for y'all a lot. Like, I don't know. Am I looking at Candace Owens through a different lens? Cause she be saying a lot to kind of like bring awareness to what's going on. I don't think she's against black people. I think she's trying to enlighten black people. That's what I think about Candace Owens. I think she's trying to teach you what the industry is not telling you. The news industry and all of that. That's trying to keep you distracted with more propaganda and propaganda. Like, she's trying to tell y'all what's really going on. That's why I rock with Candace Owens, and she's unapologetic about it. And if you got a problem with it, she going to Rumble. She don't care. I rock with her.
Who is this woman? And that's not all Judge Joe Brown had to say in the matter of Kamala.
Imagine if she never exposed this genealogy, family tree, whatever you want to call it, science. Imagine if she never did this, because this is going viral. We would all be sitting there thinking that Kamala was telling the truth the whole time. So yes, Candace Owens is the GOAT right now. And Obama, you dodged one. Because if she would have been this lit when you was running, you would have had a problem. They was already looking for that birth certificate. She would have been on your case.
Kamala Harris.
Hit the subscribe button. Y'all playing, man. Hey, we got like, what was it, like almost, I think like 600 subscribers yesterday. And one day, we had 3,000 subscribers in like Hold on. Let me make sure. It's a lot. And it's climbing and it's going fast. Y'all tired of the same news. Y'all tired of keep hearing about Cardi B, keep hearing about Lotto. I'm sorry, Lotto. I think I'm going to your concert. I got to see you. The 27th of October in Nashville. I might be there. But y'all tired of the same news. The same people pushing the same agenda. The tide, we talking about Drake and Kendrick again. Don't nobody care about that. We got an election coming up.
Take a listen.
And the birth certificate that she has is interesting because the confusion comes from a mistake. On the birth certificate, it lists the mother's race as Caucasian, national origin
Hey, speed runner. What's your name, speed runner? Don't come back here. We're free thinkers over here. We like if you want to be red, you be red. If you want to be blue, you be blue. But don't come in my chat trying to force people to think like you. So good day and goodbye, sir. Stay subscribed, though. Stay subscribed.
India and religion, Hindu. For the father, it does not list national origin. It does not list religion. It does not list anything about that, but where it says
dial up with the $2 donation, he said bread and circus distraction. Google
race, they put national origin in Jamaica by mistake. Now, if you've ever
they put national origin in Jamaica by mistake. What? Hold on. What did he just say?
Does not list national origin. It does not list religion. It does not list anything about that, but where it says race, they put national origin in Jamaica by mistake.
Ooh.
Now, if you've ever been to Jamaica and you go over to St. Elizabeth Parish, you see all the high, bright, and white that live in Jamaica. So I've got a good friend retired from law enforcement. He has a white wife, blonde-haired, blue eyes, but she was born in Jamaica. Her parents were born in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. One's blonde and blue-eyed, the other one's red-haired and gray-eyed, mm-hmm. and they happen to be related to the King of England because they are aristocrats in England, but they were born in Jamaica. It's not unusual. You're not black just because you're from Jamaica, and they have a whole lot of white people that never left, and their ancestors owned a lot of slaves. The Maroons went up into the hill country and got themselves free back in the 1840s, but other than that, it is what it is in Jamaica. So just because you're from that country does not mean you are of the black race. So the problem is why don't you go get your daddy to give you an affidavit that you have a black ancestor? And so
you should have sent the CIA a Judge Joe Brown. Kamala, you should have. He's exposing you. Shout out to Art from the Art or Dialogue. It's lit. Let me make sure he's still following me. Shout out to Art. He's following me. It's lit.
Since the only possible claim you have is through your great-grandmother, who he says was a Hindu house servant, that just happens to be swarthy, where'd you get your blackness from?
What? She cracked the case. Remember we went through all of this? And she said, Candace Owens, she broke it down. She was like, this lady is not who y'all think she is. She is the help. And now Judge Joe Brown is basically validating everything that she said. Everything that Candace Owens said. This is crazy.
David, that you have a black ancestor. And since the only possible claim you have is through your great-grandmother, who he says was a Hindu house servant, that just happens to be swarthy, where'd you get your blackness from? See, you're faking it.
Don't say Candace Owens is not black again to me. Did you just hear that, black stuff she just said, she said,
And since the only possible claim you have is through your great-grandmother, who he says was a Hindu house servant, that just happens to be swarthy, where'd you get your blackness from? See, you're faking it again.
Hindu house servant is what they are alleging that
she cracked the code. Shout out to her. Shout out to her.
Iris was.
Hey, yo, we got 181 subscribers. Oh, well, welcome. We got some woke people up in here.
And I am telling you, the fact that I just picked up on that in a vibe in a picture, do not tell me women do not have good gut instincts. I was just like, there's just something about the photo. It just wasn't loving. It felt very much like the help who got close with the kids but didn't want to be too close to the kids because, you know, you never know when the mom's going to get upset because you're too close to the kids, kind of a kid situation. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? A lot of the stuff is just common sense, but it's just not that common anymore. People are just like, I cannot believe my own eyes. I need to read the media. And CNN says that she's Jamaican. And then people were just confused. Like, they were literally asking the
CNN is fake news, allegedly.
question. She was in Jamaica. How can you say that she's not black? How can you even ask me this question? Like, where is your common sense? If I up and move to Sweden, I get to suddenly say I'm white? What's wrong with you guys? I mean, this is like common sense. Of course, there are white people in Jamaica. There are white people everywhere. There are white people in Africa. Does not make them black. Elon Musk is not a strong black man. As much as I would love for him to be able to say he's a strong black man to really upset the left, that's just not the circumstance. There's no version of reality that we exist in. And so this is fascinating.
Yo, it would be crazy if Elon Musk did that, though. If he went on Twitter and was like, I'm a strong black man. Elon said, like, he be saying some interesting things on Twitter. That'd be interesting if he said that, bro.
This is fascinating because this shows you a tremendous character flaw that we are stumbling upon. And a person that will steal an identity, like I said, a true communist trade.
We got 15,000 views. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Shout out.
What they did. They were the best at it. They always took on different names. They took on different identities. They would style themselves differently. You have to remember that there was this influx of people also that were coming in from Russia. So many of the ills that we have in society today is because we received so many immigrants and there was no correct process of filtration to determine which one of these psychos, you know, amongst these people, how many of these people were the absolute psychos that were mass murdering Christians, okay, mass murdering Christians leading up and after World War II and throwing us into gulags versus people that were actually escaping for freedom. There was no method. There was no method. There was just an open season of people moving around the world. This is what happens at the end of wars. This is why wars are dangerous. This is why you cannot
And then QC said, I'm really confused. Her dad is black.
Detach war from very...
Yeah, hey, Matthew Montgomery, she's flaming her, bro. She's like politely flaming her right now.
refugees
because she caught her, like in the previous video that we seen, she caught her. Like the whole administration allegedly is like keeping this a secret, and she caught it. So shout out to her.
Crises. And what refugees crises implicate is that people who are bad can slip in through country borders.
Hit the super chat, hit the cash up if y'all can, man.
That is why wars are...
My bad, y'all already did. I'm gonna read them in a minute.
...problematic, and I can't stand the war class that constantly is arguing for more wars, more wars, more wars. We're gonna get to that, okay? So by the way, everything he just said makes complete sense if our suspicions are correct, right? Iris Cambridge is Irish. She is. And Oscar Harris is mixed Irish. That would make Donald Harris majority white. So if Kamala has a majority white father and an allegedly fully Indian mother, who I have my suspicions about, but I'm still taking my time to investigate her mother. I know I promised you that would be today, but I just want to dot my I's and cross my T's. Then that would make her Indy.
Hey, QC, he said this is the same thing they did to Obama. This can't be real. We're not doing that right now. Candace Owens is cooking, and I don't want to hear it. And shout out to Really Real with the $7 donation. He said, keep your foot on them.
Indian Irish, just as Judge Joe Brown recalls. And again, this would be such an easy thing for Donald J. Harris to speak out against. You have two educated people. He'd be like, hey, Judge Joe Brown, what are you talking about? Why are you lying? Do you really think a judge would go on air and say all of those things, risking his reputation, his professional reputation, by just lying boldly? And to what end, by the way? Why would Judge Joe Brown, right? Just again, common sense. Let's invoke a little bit of common sense here. Why would Judge Joe Brown want to come out and claim that he knew that Donald J. Harris was not black? Why would he come out and claim that Kamala Harris was not black? How does that serve anything? He would want her to be black, right? He would love the idea of the first black female president. This is sick and this is disturbing. But by the way, just speaking of that genealogy, speaking of the very likely conclusion that she is majority Irish, that Donald J. Harris is majority Irish, it would also explain why the aforementioned Chris Harris, who signed off on Oscar Harris's death certificate as his son, that's him. These people look like Kamala's relatives. This would be Donald.
What y'all think? Hold on. Shout out to her, bro. It says Kamala's family reaches out. No. Hey, y'all remember it was like a YouTuber, his name was Leafy is Here. He used to just go in on people, bruh. She kind of got that spirit, like she not gonna stop.
This is all I can talk about. I'm very sorry. Plus, I got an email from a man named Moses, and he is swearing that Kamala's paternal line is Jewish. And he's not just speculating. He actually put together an entire compelling document that I'm going to show you. This is all getting extremely crazy, but we are getting very close to the truth. So let's get started. Welcome back to Candace. To straighten it out for us, how could you just be purporting to be black and running around with Megan Thee Stallion, shaking her booty so you can raise money, bringing out
Hey, Kamala, and she had Quavo. Go in on her, bro. She had Quavo and she had Megan Thee Stallion. Bro, she trying to trick us, bro.
Lil Jon walking out to Beyonce, knowing that you are telling some very big lies. So here's the thing. What everyone agrees upon is that Donald J. Harris is the big question mark in this family. Something is not making sense, and that something is his...
He's... What? Kamala's... What? Kamala's dad? Donald J. What? Kamala, somebody in your family is named Donald J. Kamala! And you talking about Trump?
Written piece regarding his Jamaican heritage, his Jamaican ancestry. And I'm just going to quickly remind you of what instantly flagged me as odd about that piece. Well, first and foremost, as we have said many times, he mentions both his mother and his father only once in one sentence in that piece. That is it. Just one sentence dedicated to his mother and his father. Extremely strange if you are doing a piece about your heritage. He also rather mysteriously claims that he doesn't know the ancestry at all of his grandmother, Miss Iris. Miss Iris, he writes, nay, Finnegan. She wouldn't have been...
This is not her grandmother, bro, allegedly. She ain't even looking at her. This ain't her grandmother, bro. Like, that's the help, bro. That is allegedly the help, bro. You not about to do this. We not doing this, Kamala. We not doing this. Shout out to everybody. We got Kevin Vasquez with the $3 donation with a personal note. It says, Candace looks fire. She can catch it. Hold on. You one of my top donors, bro. Like, I can... What you mean, bro? Like, hold on. We gonna get back to the show. He said Candace looks fire as H word. She can catch it. What you mean catch it? What you trying to give her? You're supposed to say she can get it, bro. Not catch it. Keep donating. Shout out to you, though. He go. Y'all think I'm playing? He said she can. Y'all is crazy, bro.
Been nay, Finnegan. She would have been nay.
But this is not like, this is the help, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that. This is the help. Allegedly. What grandmother about to sit there with her kid, her grandkid on her lap, and she ain't even looking at her grandkid, bro? She probably like, I'm just here to clean this house, and y'all got this kid on me. Like, this is how she look at. with my great grandmother Iris Finnegan in Jamaica. And this is the help. They tricked us. I believed it too. The picture was strong. It looked like evidence. Candace Owens broke the case.
Allen, so that's strange to me as well, who he writes the entire article about. The entire article is about his grandmother, Miss Iris. So the fact that he is simultaneously claiming not to know her ancestry, we just got to run that through the bank of common sense, right? I was super close with both of my grandparents. It would be utterly bizarre.
Somebody said this looks Photoshopped.
Ancestry at all of his grandmother, Miss Iris. Miss Iris, he writes Nay Finnegan. She wouldn't have been Nay Finnegan. She would have been Nay Allen.
Bro, I would not. Bro, you might be right. We got another Cash App, bro. Like, hold on real quick. The Cash App's like, we got to address this, bro. He said, facts, big homie. In Philly, we say catch it. Hey, Philly, y'all bugging. Hey, you can't say catch it, bro. Like, you can't say she can catch it. You got to say she can get it. Respectfully, Candace. That's what I think he was trying to say.
So that's strange to me as well, who he writes the entire article about. The entire article.
And we not about to act like, bro. Like, hey, girl, I know my girlfriend watching this, right? Like, I'm not saying I like Candace Owens or nothing, girlfriend. Look, she got like a whole stylist, right? Like, look at this. Her jacket and everything, matching the computer, matching the backdrop, like. She killing you, Cardi B, bro. Like, oh, shit, up.
Grandmother, Miss Iris. So the fact that he is simultaneously claiming not to know her ancestry, we just got to run that through the bank of common sense, right? I was super close with both of my grandparents. It would be utterly bizarre for me to claim that I just didn't know their ancestry. Like, that is just something that comes up if you are very close to your grandparents, as he purports to be. He says Miss Iris raised him, and she was, Christiana Brown, Miss Chrissy raised him, and they were fortified and they were strong, and he learned all of these lessons from them. And yes, on Miss Iris, he just very quickly mentions that her ancestry is unknown to him. He also in the piece.
Yeah, that is really weird. Like, ancestry being unknown. Like, what? Really? That's crazy. Yo, hey, Ghetto Guy, you said it's not what I said last week. What are you talking about, bro? Like, I talked to my chat. My bad, y'all. All y'all new subscribers, the 200-something people that came in here subscribe. Look, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I didn't. Man, he trying to snitch on me, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you said. What did I say last week?
Very obviously declines to mention all of his many siblings and half siblings. Only mentions one sibling. Her name is Enid Harris, and we know that he has at least 5. And regarding Enid Harris, we have not yet been able to find anything about her. Now, it is plausible that she got married and now has a different last name, and that's why we can only chase so many rabbits down the hole, but we have not been able to
Yo, this dude said the lady died in 1960 before Harris was born.
Just verify who Enid Harris actually is from his piece. So we've got a sibling who he mentions that we can't find at all, and then about 5 siblings that we can find who he doesn't have anything to say about. So that.
Yo, what? Like, what is that? So the dude said Candace is never getting with a black dude ever. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like, nobody trying to like sit here and be with her. I mean. But how you know she ain't never had no black boyfriend? Come on, bro. And regardless if she's with a white dude or not, she be fighting for y'all. Y'all just getting hip to Candace Owens. Because if you paid attention to her, she is pro-America. And she be trying to get y'all to wake up, and y'all don't be listening. She just had to expose Kamala because y'all was about to vote for Kamala. Believe in her. She helped you with facts.
So here is what happened earlier today and why we are so late today on the podcast. We received an email from someone that was purporting to be a very close family friend of somebody in Kamala's family. Now, of course, we instantly fleshed this out, researched the person on Facebook, and it looked pretty legit right off the bat that this person could plausibly be a close family friend to the Harris family. I'm going to be scant on the details here because we've not yet been able to get on the phone, hoping that will happen later tonight with the actual Harris relative. But the conversation that we had with the friend of was incredibly interesting. He basically said that this particular Harris family member would like to talk, that they have been watching the series, paying attention to it, and they have some things that they would like to clarify and some things that they would like to say. And I instantly said, of course. That's
Kevin Vasquez with another donation. Bro, I'm about to make you a moderator, bro.
exactly what we have been waiting for. We're not doing this. Well, it's getting fun, obviously, but we're doing this because we are just realizing some major holes, and this woman is trying to be the president of the United States. It's relevant. Everybody should.
That's crazy. What she's saying is making sense, bro. But this is like what's really bothering
The
me.
United States will provide more than $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's humanitarian and energy needs.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750.
Hey, you remember when her administration was saying that they were going to forgive all the student loan debt? And y'all believed her? I did too. I believed her. They lied. This is what they do. This is what they do. They the hook, line, and sinker. They get you to think that they're gonna help you, and then they hire a bunch of IRS agents. So they can get money from you so they can send it over there. Overseas. And they trick you. And you fall for it every time.
Should be talking about this. We cannot have somebody become the president of the United States who is telling us some major lies about their background. So this family friend similarly grew up in Jamaica and expressed the following to me. First and foremost, that the family is fielding calls, as I mentioned at the top of the show, from various media outlets, namely the Washington Post, calling around, trying to gather information. I guess they're trying to fact check the story, maybe themselves realizing some holes, and they have not, by the way, I should mention, reached out to me at all, which is quite interesting. They're probably just trying to debunk it quietly because there's a lot of people that are following the story and realizing that something is quite...
Bro, she got, just in this video, this is one day ago, 885,000 views. People are waking up, bro. And then we got... Ali El Mafioso with the $5 donation said, when it comes to the Democrats, they will pee on you while tell you it is raining. I'm telling you, bro. Like, it is insane.
Quite wrong.
You are not lying.
Don't know what that something is, but we all agree that something is wrong. This individual family friend also confirmed to me that Donald Harris lived for a time in the household of our white Iris and his father, Oscar Harris, which would make sense because white Iris and father, Oscar Harris, were married until his dying day. By the way, Chris, we can pull up that chart right now if people just want to follow that along. We can pull up the family chart. Now, I want to be clear. This family chart is what we're putting together of people that were married. Obviously, you can see Kamala Harris. We have the people that she says are her parents. I have question marks about that. We'll get to the bottom of it. And then we have Donald Harris. Now, I want to be clear. Donald Harris alleges that his mother is Beryl. So that is, we're just putting there up visually because we are speaking about Iris. In fact, we'll make a little edit and connect Donald Harris to Oscar. Beryl seems to be this question mark. But yes, we have now a confirmation from somebody who is saying that Donald Harris.
Wait. I still cannot believe her father's name is Donald J. Harris. Are y'all like, y'all see what I'm saying? And she running against. The irony in that is just insane, bruh.
Harris lived in the household for a time period with his father and who would be...
Hey, bro, hey, Sugar Black, chill. Talking about they're eating the dogs. Listen, they are. Don't act like y'all didn't see them videos on... Y'all act like y'all didn't see them videos on Twitter and YouTube. They are like, they was like, yo, did you eat the cat? Like, why did you eat the, like, bro, don't act like that didn't happen. He just said it prematurely. Don't be using that.
Iris that he grew up with at some point, which would, in my mind, be his entire childhood because of when they got married. And so that fact, again,
We still rolling with Trump. MAGA, 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 MAGA. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. I'm not telling y'all who to vote for, but when I'm listening to Candace Owens break down this lady's lies, and she had to show y'all the truth, while Kamala want to give 1.5 billion to everybody else and $750 to the people who got messed up in the hurricane. You got to wake up eventually.
again, makes it exceedingly strange that he completely omitted that Iris from his Jamaican heritage article. Why are you skipping all of these relatives? It just...
Hey, Alex, don't call me insane. I just got a difference in opinion in you. MAGA, 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 MAGA. I'm going to be walking to the polls. MAGA, 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 MAGA.
Doesn't make sense. I asked this family friend if he ever met or heard of Beryl outside of the pieces.
Because Trump didn't have to do all of this. He didn't have to make up accents. Like, y'all don't think this is like some COINTELPRO, like, allegedly type stuff? Like, look, come on, bro. They're making up family members. And Candace Owens has exposed it. Like, we laughing about it because I'm in so much disbelief that they are making up family members on us. They think the American people are so silly that we can't figure it out. And she figured it out. She didn't just figure it out. Judge Joe Brown figured it out too. Bruh, I'm not about to make up no family members, bro. If you don't like me, you don't like me. Why can't she say, if everybody is all inclusive, right? How come she can't just say, well, I'm Indian? What's the problem? There ain't enough votes for her? Like, is that what it... It's all about them votes, bro. That's what it is.
Of Kamala speaking about her paternal grandmother, Beryl, while he was in Jamaica, and he said no, he never heard of her.
Shout out to AP 199 said, y'all do better research. Love y'all, MAGA, MAGA.
So that's interesting. It could mean something. It could mean nothing. I'm just telling you what this family friend said. He also says that our Oscar Harris, had 3 children before he married Vioris. 3 children, he's alleging, before he married Vioris. And this is why I really want to have this conversation with the family member, because I want to put these names together. He also noted that, and this is very true in the Caribbean, particularly in Jamaica, that people sleep around a lot on the island. I know that.
We got a super chat, Sleepy Inc. with the $4.99 donation. He said they're both corrupted. We just want the one that's going to give us less BS. I'm going to say this, Sleepy Inc. I remember before Biden got in, shout out to Biden. You know what I'm saying? He's older. You know what I mean? And, you know, I do respect my elders, right? And I'm not throwing a shot at him or nothing like that. Me being all the way real about this, like I always say, even if I give my opinion, I always say, if you want to vote blue, vote blue. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody deter you from doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I could just tell you my truth, right? A lot of these issues that people are experiencing, oh, well, the economy is getting worse. And you see Kamala Harris being asked about these things, even when she was on an Oprah Winfrey show. You know what I mean? Or like the interview, whatever. She just started talking about, well, I grew up a middle class kid. What does that have to do with Americans being concerned that they had a better standard of life before you guys hit the administration? And now that you guys are in there, people are struggling. Like, gas prices are up. Food prices are up. Like, you know what I mean? It's more difficult to buy a house. Interest rates were high. Like, don't think, and I knew y'all was going to do this. Y'all remember when interest rates were like 7%? And I'm like, man, like, it's crazy right now. But as soon as we get close to the election, people are going to forget. And everybody was complaining, oh, what's the use of having an 800 credit score? Because the cars cost so much. Because you might look at, you know what I mean? Remember they used to like be, 1.9% and all that? They're just now getting back to that. But there's a long duration of time where if you wanted to get a loan on something, you were paying a high interest rate. And people just forgot. Like that didn't exist. Like, I don't understand that. Like, when y'all go to the grocery store, like, well, y'all gotta get, these celebrities can't help you pay your bills. Like, when you go, energy companies are like, the celebrities can't really help you, really. You know what I mean? It's you, like, who you gonna vote for that can, potentially impact different things, right? But people are complaining. I hear people at work all the time. Like, oh, it's expensive, man. I just spent like $600 for nothing when I went grocery shopping. But then you hear them say, oh, well, oh, man, I can't believe, like, Donald Trump is this and that and that. And why would anybody ever vote for him? But you're complaining about your groceries now. And if I show them a reel of their life, like, and I rewind it like 5 years, they weren't complaining like this. Or like we talked about, like the blue states tend to be the most expensive states to live in. Have y'all ever wanted to move to New York City? I wonder how much it would cost you a month to live there. You ever wanted to move to California? Man, I want to just go chase my dream. I want to be an actor. You know how much it would cost you to live there? So all these people, they get tired of it, right? They start moving to Plano, Texas and Houston, Texas and moving to, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, seeing a huge influx of people moving from New York and California. And you ask them, and, I got a lot of love for New York and California people, but you ask them, like, who were you voting for? And they were blue. And you ask them, are they still going to vote the same way? And they still want to vote the same way. So they want to turn the red state that they like that has less taxes, that they can actually have things that they want without worrying. They want to change it into Cali. That is not making sense to me. I got a problem with that. And I could sit here and be distracting you. Oh, let's talk about Jaguar Wright. She going in on Jay-Z. Let's talk about this and Snoop Dogg this and 50 Cent just said this about that. Lil Bootsy going in on his own daughter. Like this, I could distract y'all with a myriad of different things. But we got an election coming up. And y'all got to decide. You got to hear what's going on and decide what you're going to do. And then KB with the $10 donation, he said, clearly you also forgot that Biden had to drag us out the mess that Trump created during COVID. The same dude that was given a pandemic playbook by Obama. I mess with you, Piper boy, but this not it, bro. Like, what is you talking about, bro? I remember when COVID hit. I don't even know if we can say it because remember we couldn't say it and all the liberals didn't want us to say it on social media. But when COVID hit, I remember Trump was like, oh, well, just take some hydrochloroquine and, vitamin C, take care of yourself. If you feel like wearing a mask, wear a mask, all of that. I remember him kind of saying that, Then I remember somebody taking over. And when they took over, I remember they took a year from my life. They made us have to get jabbed to go to work. And you're cool with that? Allegedly, Biden's son was in bed with one of them companies. I can't say their name on platforms. And we're forced to get jabbed. You don't have a problem with that? When you wanted to go out and live your life and travel, they made it harder to travel. You had loved ones that was in the hospital. You couldn't go, if you go see them, you couldn't touch them. You had to wear a mask. Some places they put you behind glass. I've been through that. That's when my mom passed. They wouldn't even let me hug her. And she was going down from cancer. So I will never forget what he did when he took over. But some of y'all can just forget a lot of things that happened. I can't. And a lot of people, Trump wants to get rid of people that's coming here and trying to be Americans. Well, I remember when Obama was kicking people out the country left and right. It was all fine when he was doing it. Nobody had a problem. Now it's a problem. People need to be here. Yes, come over here legally. But now we got the Venezuelans taking over apartment complexes. Making people that live there pay them rent. Yeah, to see Hell's Angels go down there ready to go to war. But y'all forget. You don't remember what gas prices were when Donald was in? Y'all cool with this? How quickly do we forget? Because our favorite celebrity is endorsing somebody. Come on, bro.
It is true. And that is of some interest. That's, Vioris would marry somebody who had 3 children before they got.
And they think you guys are so silly in the brain. They're making up family members in your face. And she's exposing it. And all I'm hearing is, she don't like black men. Who cares if she likes black men or not? She's showing you that they're making up relatives. Does she got to put it in subtitles or something?
Got married, that to me is interesting. I, again, am just working to confirm who exactly those individuals are, but it does make it even stranger that Donald Harris has mentioned no other siblings in his piece aside from Enid Harris.
Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that's been donating. We going to keep it rocking. We not stopping. Candace got a message she got to get out. We got 348 subscribers this session. If I do a battle rap blog, I'm getting like 2 subscribers. People are waking up and they want to know what's going on. Who am I going to vote for? AP with the 199. He said, got to get to work. I'm glad to have found you. Shout out to you, AP. Subscribe. You already subscribed. Shout out.
Sister. Is it a half sister? Is it a full sister? We don't know. We are looking for more details.
And then Miss Bella James said gas in Oklahoma was less than $1.50 a gallon.
There. My understanding at this moment, after the conversation that I had, is that far from the representation of the media who looked for family members to say, oh, everyone's so proud of Kamala, it seems to me that there are some family members that are not, who perceive her.
And then DF Domo said he lost his mom. I would be mad too, bro. You will like. Hopefully, you never in your life have to go through that. Like until you're like older and mature enough to be able to deal with it, bro. Seeing my mom go down from and you got to make a decision. Do you want her to get treated? You want her? You know what I'm saying? You want to tell her like what you want to do? She gonna be treated. And they won't let you hug your. You know what I mean? You got to mask up and all that. And you can't even hug your mom. They almost kicked me out because I'm like, nah, I'd hug my mom. A lot of people during that time lost family members. They couldn't even, like, they were denying people, like, visitation with people. This is something that they're not talking about in America. That was happening. That didn't happen under the Trump administration. It didn't go down when he was in. So I don't want to hear this BS.
To be problematic, to perceive parts of her story to be problematic. And if we are able to secure this interview with this individual, I don't know if he's going to speak publicly. I don't know.
But like I said, vote for who you want to vote for. But when they start making family members up, that is a problem. If they will go that far, what will they go? Like, what, bro, what is their agenda? To give everybody else all of our tax money. They want to tax us to death. They're hiring all of these IRS agents. What do they need money for that bad? Who are they giving it to? Obviously, when we need it, it's not coming to us. It's going to everybody else. We're the world's police. This is America. A lot of people depend on our military. They do. Why, like Trump said, if all of these people are depending on our military, then why can't we force other countries to help aid Ukraine? Why do we always have to flip the bill for everything and we're protecting everybody? That makes no sense.
If he just wants to speak privately to clarify some things, then it is going to be a major expose, because my sense is that there is a lot of fraud that is being imparted at this moment, and the media is complicit in covering it up. By the way, I should mention...
What did she say? She said the media is complicit in covering it up.
Interview with this individual, I don't know if he's going to speak publicly. I don't know if he just wants to speak privately to clarify some things. Then it is going to be a major expose, because my sense is that there is a lot of fraud that is being imparted at this moment, and the media is complicit in covering it up. By the way, I should mention here that somebody who emailed me, we've received so many emails, had this theory that is quite interesting. Obviously, not saying it's true, but their theory is that it's plausible that Donald and Vioris could be the parents of Kamala. That works according to the timeline. It certainly works according to the timeline. Again, we don't know if that's true, and our job here is to simply ask questions and to try to find the answers and to clarify things that were wrong. But I did see a few of your emails coming in that were all of you going, this is what it looks like, this is what it could be, whatever. And then that would potentially, as the email said, that would potentially explain why he doesn't want to mention this person at all. Who knows? That, by the way, that's in full tinfoil hat land. There is no evidence of that, but I just wanted to give that an honorable mention. All right, guys, I'm going to now tell you about this guy Moses, who sent me an email with some documentation that is fascinating. But first, I'm going to tell you about Preborn, because I always have to throw it to my sponsors for supporting this.
Hey, yo, Kevin said, with the shout out to for the Cash App, he's $3 Cash App. He said, for Candace, the baddest John out right now. I told y'all, bro, she bad, bro. I told y'all.
Joe, it's been really fun. We know, by the way, that Kamala Harris is the first vice presidential candidate to ever visit an abortion facility. It's unbelievable. And Tim Walz supported a bill in his home state which legalized the denial of life-saving medical...
Listen to what Jam said. He said, your country is drilling more oil than ever, but your petrol has not gone down much.
care to infants born alive after botched abortions. The media has dubbed this the abortion election that we are upon. We have to stand up to this evil practice. When you join forces with Preborn, the largest pro-life organization in the nation, you are protecting the greatest victims in our society, babies, a made-up individual to throw people off the scent of trying to figure out who Joseph Alexander's father was. So let's pull up that chart again so you guys can follow along and know exactly what it is that we're talking about, that family chart. So again, we know that that Donald Harris, when he wrote his piece, kind of says that beyond the Miss Chrissy generation, that's his Miss Iris, that's his Miss Irish generation, that he doesn't know.
I don't know if she came up with like this whole idea for like looking up the family tree on her own. I mean, she's pretty smart, so she probably did. I don't know. But like, this is a very, very, very good idea, bro. This is like, bro, y'all don't even understand like how big this is. This is like the race Watergate. Like, bruh, she just exposed them, man. This is bad, man. And this is real bad, man.
Know anything about his family ancestry. So it sort of stops at Joseph Alexander Harris, which is kind of weird. Well, this guy is saying, no, I have figured this out, actually. We do know who the father was of Joseph Alexander Harris. He had the same name. The first.
Shout out to everybody. We got 400. We just hit 70,400 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. We trying to get to 100,000. That's what we trying to do. Like y'all got to understand. Like all y'all new subscribers out there, I appreciate y'all. Like I'm getting like this is me like talking to y'all. I'm getting tired of these same bloggers, right? It's like they're all playing the same game, the same narrative. Nobody's talking about like who's really talking about what Candace Owens just did? I don't see anybody in the news talking about this at all. And people are scared for, good reason, deplatforming. Cause when she did that Kanye West interview, they took her platform. They didn't take it down, but they suspended her. And that's why she went to Rumble. She pushes the envelope, but I would say 95% of what she says is within guidelines. She's smart. Like she doesn't stray away and just super bully people and just be crazy with it. She'll break you down eloquently and she'll do what she need to do. But nowhere have I seen her get crazy to where she should have been deplatformed. Why did they go after her like that? None of these other bloggers are even touching it. They'll rather talk about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. That happened back in May? April, May, something like that. They still talking about that. They want to talk about Lil Boosie, how he feels about his daughter. We want to talk about Jaguar Wright, which I do want to talk about that because it's lit. But they won't talk about this. And then elections coming up. Hot 97, are they talking about it? The Breakfast Club, are they talking about this? I don't think so. Let her make a mistake, she'll get Donkey of the Day. Joe Biden can get up there on the Breakfast Club and say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black enough. Charlamagne the guy. They think something's wrong with us. To the point to where they can sit up and make up relatives.
Name and last name, but his middle name was different. It was Bravo Harris. He says,
and think you're gonna believe it. And then the vice presidential debate, J.D. Vance versus Tim Walz. What did they do? The agreement was that they were not gonna fact check. They were fact checking J.D. Vance while he was what are they doing, bruh? And he called them out on it. Let me see if I can show y'all this, bro. I don't be lying to y'all. Y'all be thinking like, bro, I do not be lying to y'all, bro.
We're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called
the rules were you were not supposed to fact check, but since you're fact checking me, JD Vance destroyed Tim Walz and destroyed that panel. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to bully. He didn't have to do none of that. And you see it with your own eyes. They're fact checking him while he's trying to be professional and have a debate. Because all of the powers that be got an agenda. What you think that is? It's to control this. Your perception of what you see of what's going on. They don't want you to see what's really going on. So yeah, they'll fact check him when Donald Trump starts getting into a bunch of, they're going to fact check him, all right. Kamala Harris, she could just look at Donald Trump and be boisterous and, not answer questions and keep talking about how it was when she grew up. And they don't want to bring it back to, no, but what about the question we asked you? But they'll fact check him. Shout out to Dave Park with the $5. Appreciate you.
We're going to turn out of the economy. Thank you.
This is a setup. They tried to set him up, and he smoked everybody. I'm sorry, my hiccups kicked in. I had hiccups right then. But he was smoking. He was smoking on a CBS pack.
We're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP One app, where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand. That is not a person coming in, applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by our own
Senator, for
leadership.
describing.
Like, she's trying to cut him off because she does not want y'all hearing what he's saying. What else she want? Like, get her voice out of your head. Listen to what he's saying. He's telling you a whole lot. And shout out to Mafioso. He said, imagine if Trump had said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. The black community would have been livid and it would have been all over the news. 100. That is a fact. But it's okay for Joe Biden to do it. Support the crime bill. It's okay for him to do stuff like that. I seen like Joe Biden like trying to kiss, like, you know what I'm saying? Like young people, you know what I mean? They try to get away from him. They're like, what the, like, what? Like help, mom, like that. Like, what's this? Let Trump do something like that. Y'all would be treating Trump like Diddy right now. But Biden can do whatever he want to do. And y'all, he old and senile. Y'all was just saying Trump is old. Take it back to the $5 donation, what Mafioso said. Imagine if Trump had said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. The black community would have been livid and it would have been all over the news. Think about that. Listen to what JD Vance is saying. And for those that don't know, his story is on Netflix. When you watch the movie of JD Vance, you gonna look at this. You gonna look at this way different. These they cannot talk to him about struggle. He's been through it all. While this guy's sitting up there making up lies about going to Asia, making up all kind of stories, wanting to, be down with the cause and the struggle. This dude done really been through the mud, family and all. So to see him standing here destroying all of these people eloquently, oh, I'm going to the polls. MAGA, 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 MAGA. But I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not going to do that. I'm saying what I would do. Listen to what he says.
We're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP One app, where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand. That is not.
There's a guy that's on Twitter just showing you how easy it is to do it. You don't even have to really put in like a real name or nothing, and they just give you access. Like he's not lying.
Not a person coming in, applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by our own leadership.
Thank you, Senator, for describing the legal process. We have so much to get to.
This is why they're trying to cut him off. That is a big issue that's going on right now. Why do you think they want a flood of people that are not here legally? Why do you think they want a flood of that? What do you think their family members who may be legal are going to think, oh man, under the Kamala Biden administration, y'all can just come here. We going to vote for them. We ain't got to send the money back home. Y'all can just come here and live with us. Get some of these side jobs. Take some of these jobs from these people. They on our side. They don't know. They don't know the game. And then y'all like complain, ain't no jobs, ain't no jobs, in the blue places. Ain't no jobs, ain't no jobs. What the jobs? No.
Is that Joseph Bravo Harris is the relative that they are purporting that they don't know, but they do in fact know that this is the great-grandfather of Donald Harris. And the reason that they're blocking this, he says, is because he belonged to a different church than his relatives, that he was Jewish, and that there is actually a public record of this on his gravesite, which is on, there's like a website that directs you to Jewish tombs in Jamaica. We have fact-checked this, and this is true. And he says that actually more can be learned about him in a book that was published in 1941 from a man named Jacob A.P.M. Andrade.
A record of the, I can't say that word, in Jamaica from the English conquest to the present time. Jacob A.P.M. illustrator.
The forward, you can see this book is very old. Again, it was published in 1941 in Kingston, Jamaica. And the forward of the book tells you that really this was just a labor of love, that Mr. Andrade, the person who put this together, has painstakingly collected information and carried out research over a period.
Look at her chat. Her chat is going crazy. It says, even a genealogist in the comments is fascinated by Candace's findings. That makes it beyond interesting. And then somebody said, you're just mad Candace is owning you. I mean, like, I don't know, like I don't know where the hater went, but maybe a moderator got the hater out. But like, I mean, her comment section is just like people, they fact checking her while she talking and they're like, oh man, I just looked this up and this is real.
Of 17 years. He has interviewed scores of people, written hundreds of letters, and has searched 163 will books and 1,400 deed books at the Island Record Office in Spanish Town. So we know that.
Meanwhile, I'm glad you said that. I'll be looking at the chat, bro. So, Christy Lee said Pelosi is a crunchy old lady. Shout out to crunchy old people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't. Hold on, let me show y'all this, bro. Y'all remember when Nancy Pelosi wore this, bro? Wasn't this like when I can't say his name on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? The dude that they put, you know what I mean, the knee on his, you know what I mean, took him up out of here, George, last name starts with an F. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, platforms are so sanitized now, you got to be careful what you say. You don't want to wake people up too much, right? But she ended up wearing this. Nancy Pelosi, when she was the Speaker of the House, was wearing this. She thinks black people wear this. This is how out of touch this lady is. Hit the like button. We got 45,900 views in here. Why don't I have 100,000 subscribers? But y'all want to go on these, go listen to Joe Rogan, and he's wearing Birkenstocks, and y'all want to listen to that? He made a video about me. I mean, he had a segment about me, so I still ain't forgive you, Joe. I should have 100,000 subscribers. What I got? I got 70,474. That is not 100,000. Joe Rogan goes live or whatever, and he be telling y'all to get lit. That's all he does. He's got... I rock with Joe. I can't even hate on Joe Rogan. I be watching Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe Rogan. Thug like Joe Rogan, I gotta take a shot at you because you lit. But he got millions of followers. But I can't really go at Joe Rogan. He do be enlightening y'all. I mean, it is what it is. But get my subscribers up.
Is where their family is from. And so that is immediately of interest. We know that this person is going through all of the records. Now, if you go in this book to Appendix L, listed under the, quote, cemetery of former English and German congregation.
But real quick, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, she cracked the case, right? One in the chat, and hey, if you blew, you blew. I'm not going to bully you. I'm not that type of person, right? One in the chat if you're voting blue, two in the chat if you're voting red. Let me know what y'all think. After she just uncovered this, and after you seen this, because, you know, some people, they, you know, maybe they want to act like they just didn't just see this. Because, I mean, like, we all just seen this. Like, y'all can act like y'all didn't just see this, bro.
We're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say fact check. And since you're fact checking me.
Yeah, they got caught. But that ain't, hold on. I mean, it's that. And then, hold on. We not about that. Like, come on, you're not about to get away from it.
United States.
They're giving billions of dollars away. Billions of dollars. Hey, how much is y'all rent? Mortgage? Your light bill? If something happened to your house and you had to get a new roof, and your insurance company want to play around, you can get $750 if you're lucky. Meanwhile, people that think that Americans are slow, we're being slow and giving them billions of dollars. And then the blue people are how many IRS agents do the blue people hire, bro? Five reasons why. Hold on. Did Joe Biden hire 85,000 new IRS agents? Bro, like, so that they can get all of this money from you and give it to them. And when you really need something, like if you try to go to school and better yourself, and, you know what I mean? Because a lot of countries, they have, like, you know, educational programs that are, you know, kind of different than ours. They don't have to worry about like big, huge student loans and all of that, right? But in America, we got that system, right? So instead of them using that money to try to help the people who had student loans, who tried, they feel like, nah, we're going to hire a lot of IRS agents to come at y'all. We're going to tax businesses more. The businesses are probably going to pay you lower wages because we're going to tax them. We're going to raise taxes on property taxes. Oh, if we can't do that, we're going to get the taxes through reappraisal tax increases. Oh, if we can't do that, we're going to raise the price. Like, they just raise it to tax you. And then they give it to other countries.
Pleased to announce that the United States will provide more than $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's humanitarian and energy needs.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750.
All right, chat, let's do this again. One in the chat if you're voting blue. And I'm not telling you what to do, right? One in the chat if you're blue, two in the chat if you're red. Which one are y'all? Which one are y'all? One in the chat if you blue, two in the chat if you red. Alan Quinn, 1. He's blue. Eve, 2. Misty, 2. Fred, 2. Incentive, 2. DF, 2. Larry, 2. KB, 1. Drew, Steele, 2. J2, 2. Susie, 2. Mark, 2. DeAndre, 2. X, 2. A bunch of 2s. Perry Johnson, 2. I mean, it's a whole lot of 2s in here. When you start insulting my intelligence and making up family members and raising the prices of everything, that's when I got a problem. It looks like the chat's blood red right now. That's when I got a problem. And it takes this lady to figure all of this out. Otherwise, it would have been held from you guys. I think I take exception. I think I have a problem with that. Hey, don't be coming in my chat when the video finishes. Upload. No, Purple Boy, like talking about battle rap. I ain't talking about that. Right now. This ain't your lane. You know what's my lane? Keeping my money. Who gonna help me do that? Remember when the guys, the port strike, and they was trying to like shut down the ports? Remember the guy that was talking? Remember what he said? He was like, we had a meeting with Trump and it kind of went well. But they were out here supporting Biden. Biden didn't say anything until after the collective bargaining agreement was done. And they came to, you know what I mean, what the resolution was going to be. Then Biden wanted to say something, which he probably doesn't really know what's going on. He's probably still at the beach. And the Democrats tried to do something really clever, right? Y'all know who Jimmy Carter was, like the old president? He's like 100 something years old or something like that. He old. I don't know. It's old. Like he can't even and this is not me making fun of old people. Like he don't even know what's going on. They tried to say that he's endorsing Kamala. We all seen the video, and I'm not going to play the video, and I've got the video. I'm not going to play that video because I respect elderly people, right? He doesn't know what's going on. He didn't know what was going on when he was president, but he doesn't know what's going on right now. And they tried to say he whispered that he supports Kamala. Y'all got Vladimir Putin endorsing Kamala. She didn't deny that when Trump said that. She didn't deny it. Maybe she thinks that's like a notch on her belt. This can't be real. This
you see in loving memory of Joseph Bravo Harris, okay? Born November 2nd, 1855, died on the 20th of September, 1894. Then there is another section which lists Joseph Harris under Saint Anne, the person.
If I was 100 years old, I wouldn't even know who I was. Let alone some Kamala lady. Y'all mean to tell me he whispered? Hey, what's that Kennedy dude? One of the Kennedys is now like supporting Trump allegedly. I don't think he liked them trying to fact check Trump, and he's seen all the dirty stuff they were doing. I'm just saying, I don't know. Their own party is starting to see this. Y'all like working hard and getting taxed? And then you see Jaquisha get $15,000 in taxes back. And buy Leroy some new rims. Y'all like that? And then you work hard, you work a lot of overtime. No, don't say no. Hey, Bandito, then this ain't the chat for you. Because I'm keeping it real, and if you don't like it, you can leave. Stay subscribed, though. She gonna get all that money and buy Leroy some rims. They gonna go to Disney, where they gonna buy some big screen TVs, everything. And you find yourself having to pay money in taxes. Like, what? And you see where it's going.
More than $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's humanitarian and energy needs.
And you see what you get.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750.
I'm getting off here, bro. Shout out to everybody, all the new subscribers. We got 500 subscribers today. Today. And people are like, oh, plug about Battle Rap. Oh, there's a face-off going on. Blah, blah, blah. No. Not right now. I'm going to waste my time and get 3 subscribers. And this is going on. Like, come on, bro. We not doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. I'm out. Come already subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. I do want to give a special shout out to the Art of Dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I rock with y'all. Also, you know, Candace Owens, shout out to you. I think you're doing a remarkable job. I think this was a very, very good investigation that you guys did. And we're not done with it. We're going to continue to break it down. We're going to continue to talk about it. We're going to talk about different things. You know what I'm saying? Too, like some of the, you know, entertainment topics. You know what I mean? We all like to be distracted a little bit. But I do want to say special shout out to her. This took guts for her to do this. She's going against the grain, y'all. She is. So shout out to her. Shout out to her team. Because she's looking amazing right now. Shout out. But I rock with her. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Come already subscribe. And girlfriend, if you watching it, I'm just joking. I do not like Candace Owens. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out. Come already subscribe. Hey, yo, we got 50,000 views. Let me see. 45. 52,900. My bad. Oh, yo. Oh, huh? Oh, it's changing the game now. The people have spoken it. You waking them up, Candace. You waking them up. This ain't me. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was going to put the MAGA hat on and all that. But I didn't want to, like, upset. You know, people be getting upset a little bit. You know what I mean? But I'm going to be at them polls. MAGA, 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 MAGA. Early voting. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. My commemoration. And also, I do want to leave on this note. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm blood red. You know what I'm saying? I represent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm voting red. You know what I mean? That's just me. Don't let, you know what I mean, me discourage. If you feel like you blue, you know what I'm saying? Like, also, like, you know what I mean? Like, do your own research and things and figure out what you're going to do. I'm not going to, like, hate on anybody for feeling any type of way. Just like I see people in the chat. There are people in the chat that's blue. It's not that many of them in here. You know what I'm saying? But there's people in the chat that's blue. I'm not picking on them. You can vote for who you want to vote for. This is America. You know what I mean? But you just got to think, man. Somebody's like, they're making up family members in front of your face. You know what I mean? Prices of goods are going up through the roof. Just think